And we are live.
All right.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Doing this a little different tonight. Wayne is not with us. Tonight I have the talented Mr. Wiles with us. He's going to be trying to help me through this thing. Again, welcome to all y'all out there that are watching us tonight. We're going to be doing our show a little differently. Tonight, Wayne is not with us. Tonight,
Yep, we're doing it. Okay.
all right, ladies and gentlemen.
I was checking it out on there. It does have that rumble in there, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it.
Okay. All right, we're going to be talking about Bigfoot and the craze that has started, in today's society. It actually began the modern day hunt for the creature, known as Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, Boogerman, or many other names, or known by many other names, began on August 27, 1958, when Mr. Jerry Crew of Sawyer, California, left his home for his job site near Willow Creek. Jerry, a broad-chested, short-haired man with big glasses, a strong chin, and prominent ears, arrived on his job as normal, with no thoughts of his life changing forever. However, on that day, the discovery of giant footprints near his work site would forever change the legend of old Indian American lore into one of the most iconic and talked about subjects of not only the 20th century, but even today, 62 years after the discovery of those tracks, the legend of Bigfoot is still alive, making him one of the most recognized cryptids of all times. The discovery was picked up by the Humboldt Times, and from that, it was soon circulated to major news publications across the nation, thus starting one of the largest cryptid hunts in history. Then in October of 1967, the world got its first look at what has been coined Patty, a female Sasquatch, as she walked across a small creek bed near Bluff Creek, California. The short film shot by Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin has been hotly contested by both believers and non-believers alike. Even with thousands of scientists and researchers sorting through every frame of the film, no one until this day has ever been able to prove that the film or Miss Patty to be a fake. Roger Patterson went to his grave in 1972, testifying to the validity of the film's authenticity. Even today, 48 years after Mr. Patterson's death, Mr. Bob Gimlin, the man that was with him on that fateful day, is still very active on the Bigfoot circuit, and to this day he also swears that what he and Roger saw was a real live creature. For those of you listening, send in your comments and let us know as we discuss the subject of Bigfoot. All right, man. 62 years later, what's your thoughts on it, Walls?
Ooh, that's a good question. As of if it's real, still real and everything.
Right.
Well, after experience that we've had so far and some of the audio that we've came across, I believe it's still out there. And the only thing I know, I have pinpointed, thought about this quite a bit, is that you go out here, because I live out in the country where my property and everything's at, and way out in the woods there, in between Dalton area and up to Cleveland, there's all wooded area, but it's growing up where all these subdivisions are growing. Well, if you go and look where they're logging these trees out and they're making these subdivisions, I believe we're going to start seeing more sightings and probably more activity around houses, because as just like deer, bear, and everything else, you know, they're kind of you got bears coming in the neighborhoods, you got foxes, their habitat's getting pushed. So I think it's just a matter of time. One's going to pop out and somebody's going to get a big view of it, and it's going to be in a neighborhood, and chaos, I think, is going to freak out most people. Yeah, I mean that's I believe they're real. I mean it's a matter of time when it's going to get worse, and we're going to see something, or somebody's going to accidentally kill one. I do believe that. Too much evidence out here that can't say yay or nay. I can't really say, being a part skeptic, I just can't say they're not. I can't say they're not real, because this experience from I've experienced is enough for me. What we saw from our own eyes from when we were camping our last investigation, you can't explain it. And that is what gets me. It's like I was saying, I believe it until I see it with my eyes. I think we saw it. I believe it, and I'm with you. I mean, I believe they're real. I mean, they're there. They're here. We just can't find them. They're the best hide and go seek guys out there. It's just the way it is. I mean, there's a lot of animals still out there they ain't discovered. I mean, there's different. I mean, I've seen one. I think I saw something talking about down in Texas where a farmer killed something looked like a hybrid wolf, and it was huge. So why wouldn't they not be real? How could they not be real? That's pretty much my thought on that. I mean, I do believe, I know it. I believe they're there. It's just a matter of time when we're going to actually get one up close and a close encounter.
Excuse me. Over the years, I too, was raised up in the country. I've lived here at the foot of the Appalachian Mountains for the last 62 years, and I've encountered a lot of strange things that's happened to me, and not only to me, but friends of mine, people that I've come to know over the years, people that just over the last few months that I've talked with that have had encounters with these beasts, and some of them, has been real mundane encounters, and then other people have had encounters that where these things have thrown rocks at them, they've thrown sticks at them, screamed, bluff charged them, whatever. I've even had people tell me, they've come into their camps, they've overturned their coolers, they've tore down their tents, scattered their belongings about. I've been doing a lot of research into the Bigfoot phenomena in the Appalachian Trail over the last few months, and even a couple of days ago over in Dawsonville, we had a hiker that's been reported missing, and they seem to think that the guy may have become disoriented and left the trail or whatever. But with all the sightings that we've had on the Appalachian Trail, and all the reports that I've had of people having encounters with these things on the Appalachian Trail, I kind of just I hope that maybe this guy hasn't fell victim to something like that. But as you say, once you have encroachment into their territory and into their homes, basically they're going to start pushing back. And I think that's, I'm thinking maybe that might have been what could happen to this guy. I don't know. It's just, I hope not. I hope they find the guy okay, but who knows?
That's true. That's a good point. But I know they have a lot of that stuff happen over in the West Coast, and I think some of the hikers that, I don't know, up in the Appalachians, you've got up there the Cherokee talks about the Cherokee Devil, which is supposed to be a Bigfoot that's supposed to be able to, as those saying, are supposed to be able to do something to your mind, hallucinate and everything, and makes you get away from their nest and area. They maybe they do that to keep them away from their area. It could be some kind of a defensive mechanism that they have in their mind or their brain that they're able to do that. I'm still kind of, until I guess physically or see it or physically happen to me or a member, I'm not nothing bad, hopefully nothing bad to us or something. I'm still on the sides like, I don't know if they got that much power. That's a lot of, but I mean, if you read about it, the Cherokee talks about them talking that they can able to communicate by their heads and minds and be able to make you hallucinate, make you go crazy, go off the trails or anything like that. I mean, I have not read anything about any kind of attack. I don't consider them throwing rocks or anything like that trying to attack us. I think it's more of a diversion, either a diversion to get, them get you away from their area, get you away from a little one. I don't, but like I said, it's bound to happen. It's going to happen when human and Sasquatch has contact, and it's more than likely. I don't think a human can stand it. There's not many that can survive a bear attack or a mountain lion, and knowing that these things can pick up a tree, push a tree over, throw a huge rock, just like a football. I mean, I don't see us surviving it, except for, like I said, somebody's going to end up shooting one. But if anything, it'd be a self-defense or be scared out their wits. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I know there's a couple of stories out there that's where kids have been lost in the woods, and they would tell you, this big hairy thing kept me safe. What's enough if a Bigfoot knows human, have a human, brain or human body type of way that knows humans, and if there's something like a young child be like that and keep it safe, because you've heard these stories where these kids have been out 3-4 days out in the woods just lost. How are they staying? How they know how to survive in the cold? How they know how to, if the rain, there's something's got to have been around them that's showed them where to go. Hey, go here, you'll be safe. Hey, we'll move you here or feed you or something. I believe they're in the woods. I think that's the closest interaction that they get with humans is maybe a small human, a small baby, small child, or maybe that person that got lost doesn't remember being around one. So I mean, there's all different options, and everybody's going to have their own opinion about it. I mean, that's just me trying to look at it different ways. I also noticed, which I got comments on my phone too. I seen old Wayne can't stay away too well, even at work. But that's, I mean, I really don't know what else to say about that part. It's just there's so many questions in my mind. There's so much stuff that I'm just trying to figure out, like, okay, how, where, the smell, in my day as working in the prison is always think like a criminal. Where would they hide something in a jail cell? Where try to think like a Bigfoot out there is probably one of the hardest things to do, because we have the evidence showing something, but we don't really have a lot to scratch, to to go, okay, I can act like a Bigfoot, figure it out where it is, and actually find his nest. I just don't. It's just too. It's really hard to do. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's amazing that that things will happen over the years with these things. You know, the reports will get in, and like you said about the little kids, and there was a one that I read. A little girl in the Smokies a few years back had been lost for like 3 or 4 days, and when they found her, she had commented something to her dad, uncle, somebody at that this hairy man had taken her to a cave and had kept her there a couple of days until the storm had moved over and then brought her back out. And they found her within 100 yards of where she had actually come up missing at. And you know, it's things of this nature that does make you wonder about these things. You know, why in some cases they would do this, but yet in other cases you have grown people that come into contact with them, and those people come up missing and they never find them again, never find a trace of them. So, you know, yeah, it makes you think. It makes you wonder what's actually going on here.
Yeah.
You know, and it goes back. Well, they may be able to. There may be something to this mind speak, them being able to read your minds or whatever. They may be able to tell whether you're actually a good person at heart or whether you're a bad person or whatever. What's your thoughts on that one?
That is a good point. I didn't really think about being a good and bad person. That's possibly true. If they do act like that and are able to figure that out and see that or feel it or sense it or somehow. I mean, I know human. I know a human body. A lot of people like myself, I know probably other ones, have where they can, just meeting somebody, they can sense, okay, he might be a good person. He's going to be a good person, or he's going to be get a bad vibe. They may be able to have it a different level with them, and if they do, then they may be the ones taking out these bad people that try to go hide and disappear. And the ones that are good, they're going to help and try to help them the best they can. So yeah, I never really thought about that, but that's a good point. That's a good point. Maybe we get some of our fans ask a couple questions and about that. If they definitely let us know, that'd be cool. So
I spoke with a guy last night and I'd like to say hello to him, Mr. Blake Duckworth. Blake had an encounter with me back in 2011 down at the lake where you and I and Wayne went to. And Blake and I were discussing last night and laughing over the deal that we'd endured with this. And, there's really, a person really doesn't know how, a lot of people will tell you, they'll tell you, if I see a Sasquatch, it's just like seeing a bear or whatever, it's not going to scare me. I'll face them down just like I would a bear. Well, I can tell you right now from my own experience, these things are nothing like a bear. And to actually say that I saw the one at the lake, I did not see it, but, I was there. I experienced the big rocks being thrown, rocks the size of basketballs being thrown at us, trees being pushed over, and this thing's howl, man, when it lets out one of its howls, and it's close to you, every hair on your head will stand up. It'll actually traumatize you. It really will. We were speaking with a lady here a few weeks ago on one of the podcasts from California, and she said it's one of the most terrifying ordeals that she'd ever went through. Well, undoubtedly, when you go through this, it's traumatizing, and it does do something to you. I know, you had spoke here a few weeks ago about the one sitting on your tent.
Yeah.
That, to me, that would probably have, I don't know what I would have done in that situation. I really don't. That would have, that would have really frightened me. It really would have. You know,
Well, don't get me wrong. I was frightened, but I also had, I also had to be the protective type too, and my boys being there. I mean, if I was by myself and something like it, yeah, I'd have been a lot worse. I'd have been yelling or screaming or something because it just you gotta. I guess it's more of being just like if you're out hunting, you've got to be aware of your surroundings. You got to be aware where you're at, and you got to stay calm just to be able to score that buck or that turkey or whatever you're hunting. So you've got to be on prone. You can't be, because a deer can. It might look harmless, but a deer can kill a hunter. I mean, he can kill you. He got the hooves. He's got his antlers. Could look like a harmless little animal. It can kill you. And you got to be on. You kind of got to be offense and defense. And being on that situation, yeah, I had to be both ways. I was nervous, scared, but I also had to be protective over my kids too. Just like a mama bear is protective over hers. They'll attack you. They don't care who you are. They'll come after you. Yeah. But don't get me wrong. Yeah, I was still scared, and my heart was going a mile a minute. I was even scared on our last investigation when we had the noises going on, especially the old swing set sound going falling across there. I mean, and that was scary enough. So it's there. But yeah, I believe you. I believe you. Whenever we get to hear a howl up close, I don't I don't doubt that I don't doubt that one bit that it's really gonna stand some hair up on anybody. I mean, that's what they're either calling to the other one or they're trying to call to scare the heck out of you, and that's their nature. You just gotta be prepared, as long as it ain't like right next to you where it can hold your hand and scream in your ear.
well, those things I'll tell you straight up, and like I said, I've encountered them, and it does something to you. I had an ordeal that I went through back in 1984. This was after my sighting of the one on Talking Rock Creek in '81. I was up on Big Frog Mountain, and I actually had something that came out of the woods that night. I was in there camping by myself. I went in after a couple of buddies of mine had told me that they had abandoned the campsite up there one night because of a big hairy booger coming in on them, and hadn't went back to their tents or anything. Well, I went up a few months later and set up in the same spot that they was in. Even found some old rusty tins and items that was left of their shreds of their old tent and stuff that they'd had. And so I set up tent and had a young blue tick hound pup with me, and my pup ended up getting killed that night. And I'd even actually gotten a couple of shots out inside the tent this thing, but all I'd ever saw of it was from about waist level down. I never did get to see the upper part of it, but so I'm not going to swear that it wasn't a bear, but the way this thing walked, the way it carried itself, and I've had many bear encounters in the woods, and I can say that beyond a shadow of a doubt that this thing was not a bear that night. And when you encounter something up that close, it really does something to you. But for me, it just made me want to prove that these things are out there. It made me want to prove to myself that I'm not crazy.
Right.
That these things are actually out there, and as you said earlier, the more that we encroach on their territory with our subdivisions, our factories, whatever, the more these things are going to actually start showing themselves to us. And I think by then, the general public is going to be freaked out by it. Uh, it's something that, you know, people don't experience every day of their lives. And when they do experience it, it's traumatizing to them.
Oh yeah. I seen one of my buddies up in North Carolina there. He old Jeremy, he said something about if we ever come up that way, he wants to go with us. Well, Jeremy, I don't know if you noticed, I'm gonna put a shout out there to we have our website up now. Right there at mannimalresearch.com. We actually have where we've started up where we're able to do some guided tours, I don't know if we can call it tours, guided things. So if you go check out our website, definitely go check it out, man. And, get a bunch of people up there that's, there, and we can even come down this way, be able to, accommodate most of what we can do. Come down this way and go with us. I'm wanting to come up there. Definitely want to get up there. Because my buddy Warren, he told me he's working out something. We can come up there, hopefully get an area after the bear season ends. Hopefully we get up there and get a spot and check it out. Because I know we definitely are trying to work something to go up to Blue Ridge. Basically go see the museum and maybe get an area. We can go up there, maybe check out a camp area up there and do some, I think there's a campground up there. I would like to go up there and try it out. Kind of like what we have up here. Like the last investigation, I think there's one up there. I'd like to find if it's just like that. We might be able to get some closer encounters with some Sasquatches, and that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, Jeremy, you're more than welcome. Maybe you get closer down here to us, and we get in our next investigation. Maybe you can come out with me, buddy. If you like, as long as you like camping, you'll be good to go. Come check it out. But yeah, pass the word around for our research, our website. We got our website going. We still have our emails up too. But our website's going, and would love to get a group up and come out, and we'd love to do it. We're excited about it. I know the guys are excited about it. But yeah, definitely check it out, man. And if anybody else, definitely go check it out. Let us know. Put in the comments anything. Just keep us up to date. Let us know especially if you know areas in this area that that we may have not been in. Just hit us up, tell us. We'd love to come check it out and definitely get some more leads and some more reports, and that way we can get on them leads and actually maybe we get to be the lucky group that actually gets a good picture of a patty, our own version patty in the South. I think I know. But yeah, Rick? What I know I know Wayne was telling me something about we have possibly a good site that we can actually go check out that we're actually do.
Yeah, Todd and I went down the other day. I think last Friday. I can't remember for sure, but we went down and checked it out, and I also posted some pictures on our Facebook channel or our Facebook page.
Yeah, I've seen some of those
that I had taken down there. Do what?
I've seen some of those. I think it was impressive. I liked them.
Okay. There were a couple that I took off of a ridge where there was a trail site that came off the ridge. Did you see those?
No, I didn't see the trail site one. I've seen all
there's
some
one
breaks.
there's one there that I was standing kind of about midway to the ridge and took a shot of the upper part of the ridge, and there's a trail that hey man, it looks like you've run a herd of cattle down through there, off that ridge, and coming down to where there's a creek at the bottom of the ridge. And I'd say what they're doing is coming down and watering there at the creek or whatever. But game sign, man, it was abound with game sign. I found some scat up there that had bone fragments, hairs in it. I've been on the internet checking it out. Haven't been able to find anything close to what it looks like. So that is still, as of yet, unidentified. I've got a guy at that I spoke with a couple of days ago at University of Georgia. I'm actually going to send him a sample of it and see if he can actually tell me what it is. So yeah, these are just things that we found. Found a lot of tree breaks. Found some tree structures while we were up there. Even got a few prints that I got pictures of and posted those on the Facebook page. So folks, if you're interested and would like to see those pictures, just go on to our Facebook page, Mannimal Research, Southeastern Sasquatch Investigations, and check those pics out. There's pics that we've actually taken at our other sites and expeditions that we've done. Go on there and check those out, and feel free to do that, and just drop us a comment and let us know what you think.
So you said you found scat. Did it look like it as scat, like a human style scat, or possible could be a cat or a bear scat?
Oh no, this I've checked it against bobcat. I've checked it against fox. Any creature that I would actually think that would live there in that particular area, and it doesn't look anything like anything that they would leave behind. And this thing actually, it's full of bone fragments. It has bone fragments in it. It has hair in it. So whatever left this behind is a meat eater.
So yeah, it sounds like a bone and meat eater. Do you know if the bones maybe look like, or maybe could an idea of the bone? Maybe it was part of a deer or small animal, or
No, I mean it's just the fragmentation. Really. I'd say probably like maybe something that would come from a rodent, squirrel, something of that nature. But it just amazed me at the way it looks and the consistency of it. It's just like I say, I've seen plenty of bear scat left in the woods. It's not from a black bear. And like I said, I went back and checked it against the bobcat species, skunk, anything of that nature, and it doesn't look like anything from any of those. So, I don't know. And I talked to Joe, the guy that's the property owner, and Joe told me that he had actually found plenty of this stuff throughout the property. Joe had actually had 3 major sightings where he has been up close and personal with these things.
okay.
2 of them in behind the property, behind his house, and then one, there's a big open field across a paved road in front of his house where they own property. And he said one morning he'd started out across the field over there to check on some calves that he had running in that pasture, and he actually came face to face with this big, he said it was a reddish-looking colored one that stood about 8 foot tall.
Wow.
And Joe told me that he said, man, he said I'm a complete believer in them. He said I've seen them up close. He said I've heard them howl. I've heard grunts. He said that he'd even been kind of bluff charged by one of them. So I have no quarrels at all about believing this man, because Joe is he's upright and forthcoming with what he's told me so far. Everything he's told me, is panned out, and I have no reason to not believe the man at all.
this area, is it further south than our other investigation area that we've been to?
Yeah, this is just right below the community of Firemount, which is on the southwestern, or actually northwestern end of Gordon County, where I live. It's about probably 18 miles out of Calhoun down to Firemount, and then once you get to Firemount, you turn and go down another probably 3 or 4 miles, like you're going back toward Cartersville.
Yeah.
So it's right there in the, I guess you'd call that the southwest corner of Gordon County, or southeast corner. I'm sorry.
I want to try to scan out here. I want to see something. I'm trying to, because remember, I pinpointed something last time when we was at our last place when we was up there. I made a diamond shape from my sighting to the one that's supposed to be on the other side of the investigated area. That was the one that's supposed to be aggressive, or supposed to be 3 or 4 of them that's aggressive. And then the one where it's supposed to be Red Top Mountain, which is on the BFR, and made a diamond pinpoint area that pretty much had them right in the area. And this is, yeah, I see where you're talking about now. That definitely. Oh, okay. No, I'll run through there. Okay. There's Rod there. Okay. Well, that's bottom south of pretty much, because if you look at if you look northeast or northeast, you got LJ.
Right.
And straight up that way is Blue Ridge.
Right.
Okay. And then you got let's see. I'm trying to find our little sighting that we went to. Just west of there is the mountain range where we was at.
Right. This is actually part of the mountain range that we were on down there.
Oh, okay.
Down at Altoona Lake.
And then check this out. And then just south of us is that one where we had first investigation near Red Top Mountain.
Right.
So we're still just scratching the surface, but we're in the areas. See, that's what I'm saying. I can't deny that they're not real. I mean, I'm pinpointing my sighting from that one side of the mountain to the ones that are supposed to be aggressive on one side down there. The area where we got our heat signatures. The one up where I believe, when I told you about Chickamauga, where I could have sworn I heard a woman being strangled out there scream, which that's a reserved area for deer. So, I mean, if I'm a Bigfoot, you got big old fields out there that's away from that road, that's in the big trees. You can sit there in that tree and sit there and look at everybody driving through, tourists and everything else, and just wait for a deer to walk by and snatch it for a snack. I mean, especially at nighttime. There's hardly anybody out there during the nighttime. And having that in pinpointed area, we're in the area of them. I mean, which is exciting that we've got the area where we're at. I mean, that's pretty good.
Oh, most definitely. I've spoken to a lot of people that in the last few months that some believe that Sasquatch is a meat eater, that they do eat deer, they eat rodents, whatever. Then I've actually had this one guy that I spoke with a few times that has sent me a few emails. Seems like a pretty good guy, but in his belief, Sasquatch is basically I guess a vegetarian. I don't know, but now to me, it's going to take a lot more than just vegetables or roots or whatever, to sustain something the size of Sasquatch. They got to be a lot of protein in there to sustain an animal that size.
Yeah.
And
yeah. It'd be just like I think they'd be just like a bear. In the wintertime, they come out, they're eating, or during the wintertime, they're stocking up on their meat and their fat. And then they come out, then they're feeding on berries. They're feeding on, whatever in the grass. So you can look at it as a bear's half vegetarian, half meat at different times. I mean, I and you consider as human. I mean, I'm a meat eater. I know I love my steak and stuff like that. I mean, a good salad every once in a while, yeah, that's fine with me. But the salad don't fill me up like a steak does. I mean, I mean, a good deer. I mean, I can see it.
You know, at least 3 times, 4 times a week, I got to have some kind of good meat to go in my food. So,
Right.
So,
But I don't keep this big physique for nothing. It ain't from greens. If it was from greens, I'm eating the right kind of greens. If I'm this fat.
oh.
And Wayne will be Wayne's gonna be right there with me.
But no, I'm going to say that Sasquatch does, I think I think as far as their diets are concerned, they're kind of consistent to what us humans eat. I don't think they live off no bananas like they claim that chimps or whatever live off of. I just don't think they're that type of animal. I think they are meat in their diet. And I think they eat quite a lot of it. I know Joe, the guy that's got the property there at Fairmount. I talked to him, and he said that over the last couple of years that he and his dad had a bunch of calves come up missing off the property down there. And, with these Sasquatch sightings and all they've been having down there, what's to say that they're not taking it?
That's true. That is true. And if they're getting, then they're pretty much, if they're getting that close to cattle, if he's had sightings close to his house, then they're either not scared of him and not worried about him, or they know they have him surrounded and they're not scared in that point, or they just, he's not made aggressive. I guess he's not made aggressive moves at him, so maybe they've considered him as, I guess maybe protection or maybe friendly, and they know he's friendly, that if he wanted to hurt him, he could hurt him a long time ago. That's the thing, is we don't know all about their minds. It's like if they're that cautious, or that, when we go out here and say they're cautious before they ever get around us, they test you and see how you're going to react. And him not being aggressive to them, they probably don't feel a threat towards him. If they do as you say, he had one that did a fake charge in a way,
right?
Which that could be him imitating a bear movement, because a bear does that. It will fake a charge and then charge you, and he could have been doing that to test him. Say, hey, well, how's he going to react if I do this? And does he know if has he had anything thrown at him, or possible, something, if didn't see him and something was thrown at him, maybe rocks or something, or
no, he's not said anything about that type of behavior out of him. Other, just like I said, other than just the howls, the grunts. He did say, that a couple of times he'd been back in there and had them kind of woof at him, like a bear would do you if you get too close, whatever. But other than that, no, he's not reported, actually having rocks thrown at him, things that I've had happen to me over the years. And, another thing that I'd like to say on this deal is I think a lot of times that when, especially, when hunters are in the woods and have their firearms, especially their rifles with them, shotguns, whatever, that these things can actually see and visualize and know that you have those weapons on you. I think they recognize these type of weapons as being something that can hurt them, and possibly has, over the years. And they, I think a lot of their aggression is put forth when they actually see these things on you. I know there's a report that I was reading here a few weeks ago, and I also watched a video on YouTube of a guy up in Clayton County, Georgia, on a creek that he trout fishes up there. He said that he had went in one morning, he and his brother was fishing about 2 miles downstream from where he went, and he said he had his fly rod with him. Well, he said that he got up there on the creek, and he had started using the fly rod, and he said normally this was kind of uncanny, because a couple of weeks before he'd been in there with just like a little short spinning outfit, about a 3-4 foot spinning outfit that he'd been using for trout, and he said there was nothing at all had bothered him all day. But then when he went back in a couple of weeks later and had this 9-foot fly rod with him and was there on the creek using it, that these things started throwing rocks at him, sticks at him, and one even bluff charged him because of it. And his feelings was that he thought maybe they might have mistaken it as being a long gun, a rifle, or whatever they had on his person. So,
Well, it's like that when me and Wayne went and did our that one investigation that night up there. The night you wasn't able to come, and we were by ourselves. Basically, we had nothing going on. They had that hunt going on, and it was on the day that they just finished. Didn't have nothing going on, and then we got that audio of something walking into the camp, grabbing a bag and taking off. And the next day, we heard all the animals. It's like they knew exactly when that hunt was going on in that area. They knew exactly, and every animal, not just Sasquatch, every animal disappears. They knew, they just knew it was happening. And being the last day, that's when they came out that night, and we was less lucky enough we got the recording of something coming into our camp. And but yeah, I could go with that. I could believe that. They know what a firearm is. They know, they've heard it. They know what it makes. They know how bad it is. They've probably watched hunters hit the deer and see it, how, a deer fall off, and then fall over, and they know how powerful it can be. I think they know it. And I think when the hunter's around, I think they disappear. I think they stay away. They'll know when he leaves. They'll have, as they say, they have lookouts. I think a lookout watches him, waits for it, gives the call, say, hey, he's all clear, he's gone. Y'all can come back out. But yeah, I can go with that. I believe they know what a firearm is. I believe that 100%. I can go with that.
Yeah, that's something that I definitely believe. I believe that especially a long gun, but as far as packing our pistols in or whatever on investigations, if we've got those things visible on their sides, I think maybe they can distinguish what that is to a degree. So they just, excuse me, there's just a lot of things, that as researchers that we're going to have to kind of look into and see, exactly what motivates these things into doing these charges and these attacks and throwing rocks or whatever. I know that a lot of it is just the fact that of us being there in their home, whatever, and they might just not want us there. I mean, that could be the whole key. Look, you're in my house. I don't want you here. Get out. That factor, but then it could be that that we do. We are armed or whatever, and they can sense it. And who's to say? The weapons that we carry, that they can't smell the gunpowder off of them. I know a lot of people, think that they can actually smell trail cams or see the infrared on a trail cam. That's something that I've been looking into, and I'd sent Wayne an email on that the other night. I don't know if he shared it with you or not, but if not, ask him about that. Something that I'd like to implement in our research, and see if it won't help us be able to get more sightings.
Right. I believe that. I could go. Like you know me. I have my axe. I have my machete and a knife with me when I walk off. So my long gun stays with the vehicle. So I mean, it might be different when we have a bunch of people out there for protection. Like I said, we only carry weapons for protection only. It's nothing to try to hurt anything. Because there are other animals we still have to be leery of and aware of that we have to protect. Because it don't take long for if a cougar could jump out and slice your gut open and you bleed to death. I mean, you see it all the time with hikers being attacked. So, but yeah, that definitely that'd be something. I was thinking the same thing before you said it was talking about. Heck, they high sense of smell. They they could smell it. I believe that's possible. I believe they could smell the gunpowder. Because the human has to get it up here, just close enough to smell it. But unless it's been fired 4 or 5 times, then you're gonna smell it. But yeah, it'd be the same way as deers. Hunters got to be downwind or up somehow downwind to track them so they don't smell them from a distance. So, say Bigfoot don't have the same nose frame. He can smell you from uphill and downhill, and he can smell you coming a mile away. They got some heightened senses, I believe, especially when they can ambush a prey. If they're a meat eater. I'll put that out there. If they're a meat eater, if they're not, I don't think they need to ambush a bush, but
Right.
but yeah.
What gets me, man, is what just a little what you and I and Wayne have saw, things that I've experienced over the years myself while doing investigations out on my own. As far as the tree breaks, you and Wayne, the first expedition that you and he went on over there by yourselves on Pigeon Mountain, those tree breaks that Wayne was showing me pictures of, those things were 10 foot off the ground. Those limb breaks were.
Mm-hmm.
And, for an animal to be able to stand flat-footed on the ground and break a limb like that, snap it like it was a toothpick 10 foot off the ground, that's got to be a huge, stout animal.
All right.
I'd like to reiterate to the people out there that these things are huge, they're massive, they are very strong, and if one of them ever gets a hold of you, they will snap you like a twig, and they're able to.
Yeah, and to kind of clarify what we're if new people are watching, or if you see it, what we clarify as a tree break is basically the tree, not as you take a hand and snap it completely in two. We're talking about it's laid over. It's still attached, just barely, but it's snapped. Because to be able to debunk that is basically in Mother Nature. If the wind's going to blow it, it's going to have to be long enough up top to hit the ground. But more than likely, if it hits the ground hard enough, it should be able to snap it completely off and fall completely down. These tree breaks are basically just reach up, hold it, snap, and just lay it there. As they say, it's supposed to be a sign as a direction or a marking is what it's supposed to be as. Like if you go to our website, not website, but go to our Facebook thing, and you'll see certain tree breaks on there. You'll actually that way people can pinpoint, because if they go out, now with the viewers, they can go out there and look and go, hey, that looks like a tree break. We just imagine it as go up to it, investigate it, look at it. if it's still attached and it's straight pointing straight down, and more than likely it's possibly, I'm not going to guarantee you that you found a sign of a Bigfoot, but it could be possibly, and actually go out there and look and go, hey, you know, how's Mother Nature going to do this? How am I? That's how you work your mind of been trying to debunk it, to try to say, okay, this could have been wind. To me, when I see a tree break like that and it's straight down, to me, that's a sign that something's done it. Mother Nature, I just don't see it with gravity and it coming down real hard enough, it's going to snap it and fall down. I mean, I've seen trees fall even when you cut them. When you cut them with a chainsaw, you cut that notch out and you pull and it goes straight down. You see it pulling, basically snapping through there. Gravity takes a hold and it pops off. I mean, that's how I clarify my views. I don't know about you, Rick, how you clarified it, but that's how I clarify is something did it, and it wasn't Mother Nature.
Well, that's like with any of the tree structures that I find where trees have actually been moved in and placed against other trees. I always check, to make sure that there's no root systems attached, whatever. If these things are not, not somehow placed there by the wind or whatever. But when you've got a stack of tree limbs, and you know that these tree limbs or trees or whatever have actually been moved in from another location and placed there, then to me, I got a comment here from the guy.
Yeah, I'm reading it too. It kind of pauses.
Twist and snap. The wood splinters on, and this is true.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Appreciate that comment. That was awesome. At least he's got the right concept of what I was trying to say and everything too. But that's right. Yeah, I agree with that too. As you said something about the roots being connected, that'd be like that tree that was pushed over. We went and looked at it, and it's got those two massive roots in the ground. Something huge had to push that over, even with the roots still in the ground, just to push that sucker over. Basically, with its two big trees that were split on the bottom, and, that's going to be a heavy duty, pushover to get it pushed over and up, just about uprooted out of the ground. That's a lot of strength. And yes, I know there's some Mother Nature's winds can do that. I've seen twisters do that. I mean, twisters do it, and they take the tree. They take most of half the tree, but this, most time it's a full uprooted tree, but it ain't gonna have, the roots are pretty much broken off. This one, you remember, if it had those two big old, almost like an anchor roots in there, up there.
Right, and I mean, when you're out investigating and you get to seeing these things, you're looking around and there's no other obvious reason for this tree to have fallen other than it being pushed over. No trees leaning in against it, blowing against it, or whatever. No evidence of anything of that nature. No evidence of somebody bringing a dozer in there and pushing a tree, 3 foot around over. Then it's the obvious. You could only look at something such as a sasquatch or whatever pushing this thing over.
Yeah, that's true. That's true for sure. We're actually getting close to running out of time. All right. We did pretty good, I think. We're doing good.
Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good now, Walsh.
Yeah.
Well, let me say good night to everyone. We've really enjoyed having you here tonight. We've enjoyed the show, doing the show. Any comments or whatever, just leave it in our on our YouTube. We'll be glad to get back to you on them. thanks again. Wild's been very good. See everybody later. Hope everybody has a good night.
Yep. See you guys, and put up our website up there one more time so everybody sees it. Definitely go check our website, guys. Our Facebook out. Give our comments. Hit us up on Facebook and check our website. Get you a group. Holler at us. Check it out and let us know something. We love doing this and we love bringing the stuff to you guys. And hopefully we get more. But it won't happen. It happens is us getting out here on our own and doing it. Please be careful. Have a good night. Rick, you have a good one. And hope to see y'all again next week. Same channel, same time, guys. Peace. Jasper's out.
Folks, again, please check out our website. Check out our channel. Go on, subscribe, hit the like button. That's the only way we have of letting YouTube know that that people are actually watching us and like this channel. Please go on there, do that for us. And again, good night and thank you all. Hi, Walls.